What is up guys, I'm back with another video, and about 2 days ago OnePlus released the official OxygenOS, which is a ROM built specifically for the OnePlus One by OnePlus. So I was initially going to do an overview or a review of OxygenOS, but apparently a lot of people are having some problems when trying to install it, and I've been getting a lot of questions asking how to actually install OxygenOS on the OnePlus One. So in this video I'll just give you a step-by-step breakdown, and hopefully it will make the installation process a bit easier for you. So flashing OxygenOS will wipe your device entirely, so I do suggest backing up your entire device. So to begin, just hit the power off button and turn off your device. Once it's fully powered off, just hold the volume up button simultaneously while holding the power button as well, and this should boot you straight into fast boot mode. Now you can connect your device to your computer and it's time to flash a custom recovery. So I'm currently using Mac OS X Yosemite, but if you are using Windows, I'll leave a link in the description to a tutorial just in case, and I'm also doing this tutorial assuming you already have fastboot and ADB and all of that good stuff installed already. So the first step is to open up the terminal or command prompt if you're on Windows and run the command fastboot devices, and this should show you if your device is being recognized properly so you can go ahead with the rest of the process. The next command you need to run is fastboot OEM unlock, and this will unlock your bootloader, which will allow for the custom recovery, but it will also wipe your entire device, which is why you need to back up before doing all of this. But in my case, my bootloader is already unlocked, so I can just go ahead and skip this command. So just in case you don't have fastboot and ADB installed, I'll leave a link in the description where you can get them to download. But the next step is to flash the recovery, and to do that you need to run the command fastboot flash recovery and then enter the name of your recovery. And usually you would put it in the same directory as the fastboot and ADB files and rename the file itself to recovery so you can type it in easily. But what I like to do to be on the safe side is to type in the command fastboot flash recovery and then drag the actual recovery image into the terminal so it gives the exact directory of the file. Once it's there, just hit the enter button and it will go ahead to flash the recovery onto your OnePlus One. Once it's finished, just enter the command fastboot reboot and it will reboot your OnePlus One back into the system. You now have a custom recovery installed on your OnePlus One. Once it boots back into the system, it's time to copy the OxygenOS ROM onto the internal storage of the OnePlus One. To get the ROM, extract the OxygenOS zip file, and inside it you should have a flashable zip file. Transfer this zip file along with the MD5 file onto the internal storage of the device. If you don't already have OxygenOS downloaded, all the links will be in the description below. With the zip file transferred to the internal storage, you can now boot into your custom recovery by powering off your device and holding the volume down button while holding the power button. Once you get to the custom recovery, just hit the wipe button and swipe the slider below to wipe the entire device. Once it's done, just head back to the front by hitting the back button twice. Hit install and look for the OxygenOS zip file that you transferred to the phone. In my case, I put it in a folder called OxygenOS just to make everything a bit more organized, but once you find it, just hit the zip file and swipe the slider below to begin flashing OxygenOS onto your OnePlus One. It might take a while, so just be patient, but once it's done, just hit the reboot system button, and if you'd like root installed on your device, just go ahead and swipe the slider, but if you don't want it, you can simply hit do not install. Your OnePlus One will now boot into OxygenOS. Also keep in mind that this is the first boot as well, so no need to panic if it's taking a bit longer than usual. So I'll just quickly fast forward through the setup here so you can get a glimpse of OxygenOS before I end the video, but basically everything looks really close to stock Android. So if you take a look here after the setup is complete, it is basically the Google Now edition launcher. The Google Now is just one swipe away from the home screen, and I mean everything is really close to AOSP or stock Android, and basically that's the point of OxygenOS, to be as close to stock Android as possible while offering those features that are exclusive to the OnePlus One. So your OnePlus One is now running OxygenOS and it's fully booted up. So I hope this helped you in some way, or at least made things a bit easier. And of course, look out for the full overview of OxygenOS within the next day or two. And that's been it for this video. If you liked it, feel free to give it a huge thumbs up below. As always, thanks a lot for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next one. For you, which is a quick look of the 2nd Gen Moto 360. So this was given to me a while back just to play around with before it was released officially, and I'll leave a link in an annotation somewhere in the video where you can